Monuments to the spirit, another people far to the south had already left their mark on the fertile lowlands of Central America. The Maya. Their culture, which began in 1000 BC, would endure for over 2,000 years, longer than any great civilization of the New World. Their ruins have been discovered in Mexico and Central America. The discovery of these ancient Maya sites would fire the imagination of the world. In 1841, intriguing illustrations were produced by English architect Frederick Catherwood. His drawings led to sensational stories. Were these the remains of Atlantis, or were they built by the fabled lost tribe of Israel? Today, we know them as the distant children of the ancient Americans. In the 7th century AD, the Maya culture would reach its zenith here at Copan in Honduras. The creators of these city-states would leave behind an extraordinary challenge to archaeologists. What was the intent of these extravagant structures? Why was so much effort lavished on their construction? On the risers of this stairway, over 1,200 stone inscriptions beg a single question. Who were the Maya? Ever since their discovery, archaeologists have been certain that the key to this culture lay locked in these stone hieroglyphs. Some believe they recorded the passage of stars and planets across the tropical firmament. Others theorized the art of the Maya celebrated powerful gods of the underworld. Today, the mystery has inspired an ambitious project. Bill Fash of Northern Illinois University hopes to understand the Maya by literally putting Copan back together again.
I think you're right, Alfonso. It looks like God's D because he's got the flattened nose and the bone going through it. His lip comes down in the classic T shape.
The fragments, some weighing over 100 pounds, will be stored at a nearby work center operated by the Honduran government. Here, the priceless wreckage of Copan rests on simple hardwood shelves. It is a dusty but exclusive gallery of misplaced art, the most elaborate expression of the classic Mayan culture.
We have about 20,000 fragments of sculpture that have fallen from these temples. It represents the largest archaeological jigsaw puzzle of the New World. Well, the obvious question is why? Why did they go to such great lengths to put up all of these ornate symbols? Why did they try to embellish these buildings in such a beautiful way?
Bill Fash was not the first to wonder about the purpose of these decorated structures. In the 1930s, an artist, Tatiana Proskuryakov, would also be intrigued. Her faithful recreations of Copan are still being used by archaeologists today. But the great temples and stairways would be far easier to reconstruct than the motives of the culture that built them. Over the years, Proskuryakov would begin to see a pattern to certain glyphs carved on monoliths called stelae. Researchers had long known that certain glyphs referred to calendar time. Proskuryakov noticed the calendar glyphs always included two symbols, much like the words born and died appear on modern tombstones. She would conclude that the figures on the stelae were not gods, but human beings. The glyphs recorded the histories of Maya kings. With this knowledge, archaeologists suddenly saw unmistakable similarities between the glyphs and actual human remains unearthed at Copan. Physical anthropologist Rebecca Story from the University of Houston has been examining the oddly disfigured skulls of what she believes were the Maya elite.
One of the aspects of studying the bone, of course, is what people do to their physical characteristics for aspects of beauty, for aspects of telling them about their rank and their ethnic identity. And the Maya were very good at doing this. They would shape the head starting as babies. These kinds of physical characteristics were very important to them for expressing their high rank, their position in life, and to differentiate them from the common people.
To exhibit their nobility, the Maya ruling class would do more than alter the shapes of their skulls. They would endure painful ornamentation.
In this case of this skull, for instance, her teeth are inlaid with jade. And if we think about how much we dislike dentists today, just think of lying there and having somebody drill in your forefront teeth without much anesthetic or any modern sort of medicine in order to have this very good indicator of rank.
The skulls excavated at Copan confirm the existence of a royal lineage. Their succession is detailed on the risers of this extraordinary stairway. It also details the unbroken history of Copan over a span of 400 years. Language experts now may read the exploits of warrior kings with foreboding names like Smoke Jaguar and Jeweled Skull. The glyphs also reveal the details of exotic rituals performed by the rulers of Copan.
I've just ascended the very steep steps of Temple 22, labeled by the hieroglyphs as a sacred mountain. Inside of this central chamber here, the ruler would have performed rites, perhaps ritual auto-sacrifice. He would have seen a vision of his ancestors, of other gods in the underworld, who would tell him what the future was. He was a prophet. By foreseeing the future, then, he could emerge from the mouth of the cave, proceed out to the entrance of it, and then pronounce the vision to the gathered multitudes waiting to hear the word of God out here in the great plaza.
By decoding the glyphs, archaeologists can now reconstruct the story of political control of the many by the few.